your part of your big ticket guys, 30 minutes is a lot of revenue that you now lost out on.
Yeah, it definitely hurt. We had a ton of sales. And to be honest, at first, my concept was to open doors at 8 a.m. only for Bull Club fans. And my partner said that's not fair to the rest of the fans that aren't in the Bull Club. And that was an issue between us. And I still think that would have resolved part of this problem.
Well, let's put it this way. Every convention does a half hour early to an hour early for pre-salers. If you got pre-sales, you can go in early. So it would really be any more different than what you were trying to do? I mean, if they pre-sale purchase the Bullet Club and they're only getting in to see the Bullet Club, then that doesn't really affect anybody. That doesn't affect the other fans that didn't purchase the Bullet Club because they're only getting in to see the Bullet Club.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. We could have the VIP done, we could have pre-orders done, and then we could have started same-day sales when the doors opened, and that's what we had to turn away. So between myself and Lewis and Steve, who we the combination of who brought those people in, we definitely lost thousands of dollars of missed sales by turning off sales.
Yeah, and to me that's just silly because like we said earlier in the show, they're brought there for one purpose, and that's to sign things. And when you have all these fans now being turned away a half hour before they're supposed to leave, that could obviously affects your bottom line, but that could affect your bottom line in the future because now these fans might be so discouraged that they might not come to another show.
Totally.
So that I don't know your partner or your former partner. I don't know him that well. I actually just met him that day, but as a someone who does signings and brings talent in, if someone has an idea that's going to alleviate congestion in the hallway, it's going to alleviate lines, and it's going to alleviate that problem of leaving a half hour early, then I don't understand why. People are going to get there early because they're going to want to get online. So they're already there. So why not let them in early? What's the difference? I don't understand the point.
Yeah, we advertise box office open to 6 a.m. There are people there at 5:30 waiting to buy tickets. So the people are there.
Also, if you're a partner and you have money invested or whatever invested, why wouldn't you want to make more money? Open up an half hour early means probably $1,500 more. Easily.
Yeah. And I mean, some of these shows do. They open up early for the wholesalers, so the wholesalers can come in and get all their shit signed, and they take care of that, and that's money. So I'm just trying to wrap my mind around the thought process of why it wasn't a good idea to open up early if you were only catering to Bullet Club pre-sales or VIP purchases. It's not going to affect anybody else, and it's not that it's unfair to other people that are waiting to get in because the other talent that's in the main vendor room isn't there yet anyway, so they would have to wait anyway. So I don't understand what the difference is. Now you alleviate some of the congestion on the box office lines and the hallway. There's less lines during the afternoon. More people filter into the vendor room because now they already got Bullet Club a half hour early, so that makes all the vendors more money. So I don't understand. I can't wrap my mind around how it wasn't a good idea.
Yeah,
more opportunity to make money.
Some people are just stuck in that mindset. If it's not their idea, it's not a good idea. That's part of the issues that Standalone had.
Oh my God, I just don't.
Chad, to be honest with you, a lot of these people, and I'm probably one of them, that didn't even know you had a partner. Everyone thought this was all on you.
That's a very, very common thing. It's like, I don't know. That's everybody. If I give a number, like 75% of people are like, "Oh, Chad," because that's who they were seeing, that's who they were talking to, that's who was in front of the emails, the phone calls, and being on the streets. But that's not realistically how it was. It was me, my partner, and his wife were supposed to be all together, and my girlfriend was supposed to have absolutely nothing to do. She hates wrestling. She hates me investing in wrestling. She hates me spending time on wrestling. But she was number two, maybe number one. I don't know. You know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, because every time we saw something on Facebook or anywhere promoting-wise, it was you and that kid John, and some of your other friends or whatever. But I've never even heard of this other guy.
Which I got to give Antonio. I'm sorry, dude. I'm going to butcher your last name. Antonio Lagginger.
Something like that.
Yeah, I got to give him props because this guy retweeted, shared, reposted every single thing that was put up Boardwalk Beatdown related, whether it was Chad's post, my post, Mooch, Richie. It didn't matter. If it was Boardwalk Beatdown related, this guy shared it not only on his own page, but every wrestling group he was a part of.
Yeah, he went above and beyond before.
Right. And I got to meet him at the convention, which was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the only reason why I knew you had a partner is because I had guys in the show, the wrestling show. But I kind of figured that he was only he was a partner, but he was the one running the actual wrestling card portion of it because he's had decades of booking experience with CZW and wrestling. So that's where I thought the partnership was. I didn't know how involved he was with the convention. He ran around the vendor room introducing himself to everybody as your partner, and so that's the first time I met him is that day. So, but this is the only grievance I have towards him, because obviously whatever happened between you and him, which we'll get to later, I have nothing to do with. But my problem was when I negotiated deals with Decay, it was based on LAX and Diamante versus all three members of Decay in a wrestling match later that night. Now, LAX was pulled from the show, whatever reasons. Doesn't matter. It's none of my business. I don't care. Okay. Rosemary had knee surgery, so she's out until next year. So I'm still under the impression that Abyss and Steve have a match against somebody. Rosemary can accompany them down to the ring. She can do the mist thing, whatever. Somehow, some way, they can all be involved. But then you told me that your partner didn't want to give Steve a match. He just wanted to use Abyss in a triple threat match. So my beef was, when I negotiate deals with these guys, a lot of these deals are made based on them getting a purse at the wrestling show, so they're getting paid. So sometimes they take a little less money at the actual signing because they know they're guaranteed money later on that night at the wrestling show. So I got really lucky that Crazy Steve is an awesome guy, and he didn't restructure our deal, and he just left it as is. But, he was still out that wrestling money, and nobody really told him. Like, that should have been something where Preacher should have reached out, because, I gave all the information to both of you guys saying, hey, this is what they want, this is how much they want to get paid, blah, blah, blah. Everything was agreed on. Somebody should have reached out to him and let him know, say, hey, Steve, something happened, we're going to change the card, you're not going to be in it. But I had to go back and tell the guy that now he's out, hundreds of dollars because he's not wrestling, and hope he didn't want to restructure the deal. So that was my only beef, that miscommunication, I guess. It just, there was no communication. It didn't happen. So that was my only beef.
I'll take partial responsibility for that too. It's my fault too. I could have reached out. Either one of us.
You told me, and I came back at you and I said, see if you can get him something. I'm like, there's got to be, if you're gonna do the Abyss triple threat match, fine. But I'm sure there's some indie kid out there that would love to wrestle, Crazy Steve. I mean, a lot of guys got pulled. Rich Swann got pulled, and that was a perfect opportunity to say, hey, Swann got pulled. Let's throw Steve in there. Let's get him involved. He's a cruiserweight guy. What's the difference? I mean, anybody who's seen Crazy Steve wrestle, the guy's phenomenal. So I don't know. I was just a little PO'd there, but I got bailed out because the fact that Steve was cool and didn't want to change the deal. And, in the back of my head, though, I owe him one.
Yeah. He wasn't even happy with the Abyss deal going on at first, based on his personal opinions of, will he move tickets, or will it be a good match, or does anybody care, and stuff like that. And, that's one of the things I kept pushing for. And I didn't even get to see the match, but, the feedback on the match was phenomenal from the fans and, from the town involved and everything like that. So, it was the right call.
Yeah, and, Matt Tremont, I was, so happy that this match happened. I mean, this was something that, one, he got to work in Atlantic City, which, he's from that area. And I think it was the first time he's ever worked in that area. And, and then he got to work Abyss, which was a guy that he looked up to his whole career. And, so, there was so many good things happening that because of this match. So, I don't understand why, But again, he's the booker. He's done this a lot longer than I have. I only book women's wrestling. So, there's a different mindset there. But, all in all, from all the fans that I spoke to, that match was great. But that was pretty much where it ended, though. I heard that the matches were too long. There was a lot of disorganization. All the matches in the second half had to be shortened because they went so long.
Wow.
Yeah. I got down to, I brought Abyss, Steve, and Rosemary in, and nobody knew where we were going to do gimmick. They had no idea. So we had to go upstairs and grab tables from the convention hall to bring them downstairs. We did gimmick in the hallway, which is fine, but here's the problem. We were right across from the line, and they couldn't get off the line to get gimmick because then they lose their spot in line. So we lost out on gimmick money because there was just no organization at all.
Yeah, see, Friday night before we parted ways, Friday night, I was told everything was set in the theater. So then come to find out, Saturday, it still wasn't set in the theater. So again, this is, just for me, it was frustration after frustration, with all small details that should have been, spot on.
Right.
Again, we've been planning this for a year. It was not like, it was like today we said, we're going to run, the biggest convention in New Jersey tomorrow.
Yeah, but getting back to the point where we didn't even know you had a partner. I mean, me personally, I didn't even meet him. I mean, he doesn't need to meet me. I don't really care, But I mean, if you got talent there, and I had 3 guys. We had 3 guys at the convention. As far as I know, he didn't come over. If he was, promoter or whatever. I saw you. You were busy working, and the only time I saw this guy was walking around with a megaphone and asking people to sign up for something for free. I don't know what he was asking. That's all I saw him. And I said, who is that guy? And they told me the guy's name, but didn't say it was your partner. Not that I care, but I'm just saying, I think that he should have been more involved if he wasn't in that room helping you or managing the line or doing anything, and then it just that would frustrate me if I was a partner, And then I told you, me and Vinny, we spoke to you earlier, and he told you those other 2 things, and we don't need to say it on the air or anything, but those are things that you live and you learn. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they're, don't take them so hard because it's obviously your first time and. The show was great. I mean, realistically, it was like Kevin said, it was easy. There was it wasn't congested. People seemed to know where the people were. It was a good show.
Yeah.
The only thing, like I said, You know, we discussed it. You know, we wish that, you know,